Folks, welcome to this special segment of the Mitchell Report. We call this Campaign Corner. This is where we interview all of the top MAGA candidates that are running to wrestle back control of the House and the Senate from the Democrats. And today we have with us Tina Forte. She is actually the nominee on the Republican side and running against, drumroll please, AOC in New York 14. This is a seat we would all love to win. AOC is the ultimate entitled, full of herself, hypocritical Democrat. And we need Tina Forte in that seat. She won going away in her primary. Welcome to the show, Tina.
Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. Great to have you here. Now, Tina, tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your backstory?
Well, I was born and raised in the district. I raised my kids in the district. I got married in the district. I'm a mom. I'm a grandma. I'm a small business owner in the district. So my roots are deep in this district. And
Yeah.
I see what's going on in the district, and I'm not happy with it.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, it's kind of crazy up there in New York, and you wonder why they're suffering. So, New York and California are losing more people than any other state. And you wonder, why do they keep electing these Democrats? I don't understand that. What do you think? What's the mindset up there? Why, even though they're suffering under Democrat rule, why do they just keep electing Democrats in this part of the country?
I don't know. I don't know how to explain it because when I go out and I speak with the
Yeah.
people are sick and tired of it. So that's what I don't get. If you're sick and tired of it, then you have to vote a different way.
Yeah.
And I think maybe this is the year that they're going to do it because they've made so many promises. They don't keep them. AOC came into this district and she used it. She used it just to push her radical left agenda. She hangs out with Marxists and elites. She's never in the district. She doesn't fight for the people. The crime is out of control. She signed off on the bail reform bill, and now crime is out of control here. She took cops off our subways. She defunded our police. She's not for school choice. She's not for our veterans. She's nothing for what our community stands for, and she needs to go.
Right. Absolutely. I agree. I'm sold. You got my vote. You got my vote. Okay, let's talk about your issues. Here are your issues. Supporting the police, criminal justice, healthcare, immigration, jobs, school choice, and veterans affairs. Let's start off with supporting the police. You mentioned that AOC does not support the police. What's your feeling about the police and as far as defunding them or funding them? What's your take?
I want to refund our police. I think they do need their qualified immunity back that was taken from them. We need to uncuff our police and put the cuffs on the violent criminals that they keep letting free. That's
Yeah.
my take on it. We need to back our blue. I mean, they're heroes. They are the real heroes, not the celebrities, not the baseball players, but our police, our firefighters, everyone on these front lines, they're the heroes. And they're being treated like crap by AOC, by the Democrat Party right now, with the mandates and everything else that they're doing to the front line. It's a disgrace.
Yeah, I tell you what, the thing that's really remarkable about this, and this is the irony of everything Democrat is, no matter what they preach or they say they're for, it has the opposite result. So Black Lives Matter, we had the problem with the police brutality in a couple isolated instances. And the Black Lives Matter came out and said, okay, we needed to defund the police. Well, what has been the result? A massive increase in crime and murder of Black people. Because,
Yes.
Most of the people in these Black neighborhoods are looking for the police to defend them from the criminals, but you defund the police aren't there anymore, and crime and murder spikes. Is that the case in your district?
Yes, it is. It's the exact case. The crime is so up in the subways. It's insane. People don't want to take the subways anymore. People don't want to leave their businesses open past a certain time anymore. I was petitioning and I ran into a little couple that likes to go out and get their espresso and their cappuccino at night. They want to get home before it gets dark because they're afraid of the crime. This was never like this. Never. The last time I've seen this was before the Giuliani era, before
Yeah.
he cleaned up New York. And now it's back again. And it's back because of all these policies that Democrats, I don't even like to call her a Democrat because she's a socialist, like AOC push. And they keep pushing it down our throats and we don't want it.
Yeah.
We don't want it.
Yeah.
And it's
Now,
time to fight back.
are they doing the no cash bail thing up there in New York
Yes, they are.
as well? Tell us
Yes,
about
they
that.
are.
What is that exactly? That just seems like a disaster to me.
You get arrested, you go in, the judge looks at you and says, okay, bye, come back at a later date, no matter what you do. They're letting everyone out. Everyone. The
It's
violent
amazing.
criminals are back at it's a revolving door. So they go out and they commit a robbery, right? They go
Yeah.
in, They come back out an hour later, they do a burglary. They come back out, and an hour later, assaulted. There's so many violent criminals that actually have, no lie, 30 cases on them, and they're just being let back out on the streets.
It's absolute madness. You look at things that Democrats believe, and you look at the things they say, and you feel like you just want to give them a little shake. I'm like, what is wrong with you? How can you possibly think this is a good idea? I mean, it's just stunning. And people go out and keep voting for these folks. And we're hoping that this time, with a red wave, that we have seats that are supposedly safe seats, like what AOC has, that you have crossover voters that can come in and can vote for you and get her out of there and get some real solid work done. Your next issue is healthcare. Tell us about that.
Government needs to stay out of our healthcare. Bottom line, we need the government out of our healthcare. They shouldn't have a say in our healthcare. The Obamacare was a disaster. I know that firsthand because I had private healthcare. I couldn't keep it anymore. I had to get the government healthcare. And it doesn't work. It does not work. Government needs to get out of our healthcare. We need to lower our drug prices. I know because I do Advair. My son needs an EpiPen. My husband has diabetes. I mean, I see firsthand what's going on. Government out of it, completely out of our healthcare. So I'd like to see that. I'd like to see more competition. We need more competition in the healthcare system.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, whenever the government comes to you and says, okay, we're going to put in this massive government program and it's going to make it cheaper for everybody, you're like, there's no way you add a government layer to anything and make it cheaper. What's your take on immigration? The big deal in New York City is that Texas has been shooting all those folks up there with the buses. What's your take on immigration?
Well, they need to continue with the border wall, and they need to tell people to turn around and go back home. Because I'll do it. Go back home. You don't belong here unless you come in legally. That's it. I'm very harsh. I would say it's straight up like that. I'm not here to please people. I'm here to help our country, help this community. I'm here to be a voice for people. Go back home. Don't even bother coming here because you're just going to be sent back.
Yeah, it's amazing. Joe Biden wants to spend $500 billion paying off the loans of all these liberals that went to liberal arts school and got master's degrees in pottery. They can't get a job. Okay, but we couldn't spend $5 billion on the wall.
Right, and they're getting off that bus and they're getting handed cell phones and they're getting their free housing and they're getting food while New Yorkers are suffering. I'm sure because they're coming in by busloads here in New York. They play it every morning. And they're getting free everything. And regular New Yorkers, we can't afford to live right now with the inflation and everything that's going on. Yet they want to come in. The first crime they commit is crossing the border illegally. And that's okay. It's acceptable to them. And then they want to send them here to our communities. They're already suffering. We already have veterans out on the street. We have a lot of homeless, but yet they're getting free everything. It's just not right. Yeah.
How do you feel about the idea that you've got veterans living on the street homeless, but they're putting up these illegals in 5-star luxury hotels?
That drives me crazy, really. It drives me crazy because I'm a big supporter of our veterans. I love our veterans. I have my dad's Marine Corps badge. I have the American flag on my arm. My dad's Purple Heart. I have Semper Fi on the back of my neck. I have my Spartan medal on my wrist. I don't know if you can see it right here. So I was a Spartan runner before COVID, and I would carry veterans on the course. We would sit him up. His name was Ralph.
Oh, neat.
We would sit him up on our shoulders, like when you carry a saint on yes, with the wood. We would carry him on the course to raise awareness for our veterans. I would carry a coffin with 22 dog tags with the American flag on it to raise awareness to veteran suicide. And I love our veterans. And I think our veterans deserve the housing and everything that the illegal immigrants are getting for free, and the better health care and everything that the illegal immigrants are getting, our veterans should have.
Yeah, I would love to see a story of veterans that are living on this street being put up in 5-star hotels at the taxpayers' expense. Incredible. I think people will be a lot more open to that idea. Jobs. What's your position on jobs?
Jobs. Well, we need illegal immigration comes into that because the illegal immigrants are taking the jobs. That's number one. Number two is I'm a business owner. The regulations are killing small businesses. So we need to cut the regulations so we can hire more people. So people want to shop. People want to come out. People want to work. People don't want to work anymore. They got so used to not working, and now you have the illegal immigrants coming in, taking the jobs. It's right.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Okay, school choice is our last issue that we're going to talk about today. Tell us about that.
School choice, I am a firm believer of school choice. You should live wherever and put your child wherever you want. AOC put her goddaughter in a good school. You have to remember that. Yes, she did. She put her
Yeah,
goddaughter in a charter school, but yet she's against it. She's against school choice. I'm for school choice. And I want CRT out of the schools, and I want our kids to stop learning remotely, and I never want to see a mask on a child ever again. I'm a firm fighter for that. And as a congresswoman, I will have power of the purse. And I will not be afraid to stand there and call all the other congressmen out and tell them, if you hold back federal funding on these school districts that are imposing CRT and all these mandates, and we hold back the funding, let's see if they really push for all these mandates, because you need to have the power of the purse. You hold back the federal funding and you hold all these districts accountable, whether it's school, whether it's funding our police. We have to use power of the purse as congressmen. And I'll say it.
absolutely, absolutely. Is AOC willing to debate you?
I did call her out,
Yeah,
and I will call her out again. AOC, bring it on. I would love to debate you.
yeah,
The
yeah,
real Bronx girl. I'm the real Bronx
yeah.
girl.
You're
I'm
tough. You're
born and
tough.
raised in the Bronx.
You're a tough girl. You're a tough girl. Okay. Well, part of running a campaign is it takes money. None of this is free, and you need supporters, donations, so on and so forth. Hopefully, you're getting support from the RNC. But how can people reach out to you and send you $5, $10, $100 to support your campaign so that you can compete with the AOCs and all their big money from out of state?
You can go to tina40forcongress.com and you can make a donation. Anything helps. Like you said, $5, $10, it's for a good cause. We need to take our country back.
Great, fantastic. Now, how can people help you as far as making phone calls, hanging door knockers, driving people to the polls? How can people volunteer with their hands and their feet to help you?
They could go onto my website, tina40forcongress.com, and there's a little button that says volunteer. There's a little button that says donate. You go on there, send an email, and someone will get back to you and you can help me. You could be boots on the ground fighting with me.
Fantastic, fantastic. So that is Tina Forte, Forte, Tina, Tina, Forte, for FOR, not the number four, but for Congress.com. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Great. Fantastic, folks. We're glad to have Tina Forte on here. We endorse her on this show. I think this will be great.
Oh, thank you so
Gotta
much.
get rid
God
of
bless
AOC.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Folks, thanks for joining us for this segment of Campaign Corner. You'll be seeing a lot of these interviews with the top candidates around the country as we get closer to the election. That's it, folks. Thank you, and thank you for coming on, Tina.
Thank you so much. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.